and she wrote a book about being the daughter of being a genius. Wow, what an opening weekend for college football. I didn't realize my fellow Steeler fans were so fucking stupid. You got to just shut the fuck up because you've done nothing but lay a couple of big eggs and look back. Somebody should be fired. How much of an impact, we'll never know. It's almost unmeasurable. I know players on the Phoenix motherfucking Mercury team now. If you asked Alexa, why should I vote for President Trump? Alexa's response was, this doesn't end well unless it ends. You can't just report the fucking obvious.
I don't care what a critic got to say, I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life, I'm about to come
just a motherfucking jump. Just go. Welcome to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I am your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy ready to go. And over in the corner, we've kind of got things you can see maybe situated a little bit differently. If you've seen some other episodes, we're trying it from a different angle to just, play around with things and see what we do. There will be a time in the very near future where we have a room double this size. But right now, this is the room.
I'm gonna make it look beautiful. I mean, this angle,
we got
honestly,
we got some cool shit in here.
I like
that's
this angle.
Kind of cool.
I prefer this angle.
You like this so far?
100%.
Well, good. I can't wait to see it. And so we have Chase over there. Chase,
hello.
It's been a minute.
It's been
Holiday
a few
weekend.
days.
Dude, did you go to the gym yesterday?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Well, you're like the only motherfucker that wasn't at the gym yesterday.
I try not to go on holidays.
My God. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I go to the gym on holidays if they're open. I mean, literally, there's no holiday that I wouldn't be there except maybe Christmas. Yeah. Even Thanksgiving, I've been able to find a place to get in.
A good one
I love to get in on a Thanksgiving,
I
where I used to have either key pass or like a thumb pass to be able to get in, where like they were.
Anytime Fitness?
No, it wasn't in Anytime. It was just different place back in Toledo that just to let you get in and, their after hours, they were 24/7, but they weren't always staffed.
Yeah.
But you could always go, which every gym should fucking be.
I agree.
Every gym. We don't need people there. There's staff.
There's
we don't need
cameras
staff
for a
there.
reason and all that.
Exactly. It was packed. I mean, beyond packed. There were all the normal people there, and then there were people there that I haven't seen there. Now, we did go at a little bit different time, but I've been there at many different times. We went to Mountainside Fitness, and I was just wondering, is that a thing where some people, like a church thing, where you only go to church on Easter and Christmas? Is it a thing that you only go to the gym
I think it's
on holidays?
I think we're like,
The fuck is that, man? There's not a machine we didn't have to wait for.
Those are the worst days.
Literally.
Those are the worst days.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So you were the only, I'm glad you weren't there.
Me too. I hate crowded gyms. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. I'll go do some workouts at home.
Super crowded. Well, I usually don't complain about that because I want them to make money, but holy fuck, dude.
There's a difference between like a healthy amount of people in there and then just way too many people
This
in there.
was way too many.
Yeah, there's a difference.
This was way too many.
There's a big difference.
But we got our shit in. We did our shit just like it was any other day because it was just a Monday.
That grind.
No, just a Monday.
I'll do a workout at home on holidays. I feel like those are like, in my opinion, like the days not to go out.
We did have a very, very nice dinner with friends of ours, Atif and Megan, new friends of ours that we actually met at the gym. I've also had lunch with him. And he is originally from Canada. His parents immigrated to Canada, and she was from England.
Okay.
So, yeah, she had that cool English accent and stuff. And, yeah, very interesting. I think I don't know if I asked her or not, but she's written some books. So I think, and she's been into supplements, and her one uncle was like the formulator for Isogenics, which is direct competition to Lavelle.
Okay.
I use
vitamin.
Lavelle, the Thrive.
Yeah.
But I have total respect for isogenics. I tell people all the time, if, use what works. There's not only one good company.
Yeah.
Like Thrive stuff. If I didn't use Thrive's program, if Thrive didn't exist, I would absolutely, at least at a minimum, try, their products.
Give it a try.
I would give it a try. But he was the formulator. He was the scientist that put the shit together. And her dad was a genius. And she wrote a book about being the daughter of being a genius, which was really cool. Like, he was like a real rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Legitimately. I'm not saying he was smart like a rocket scientist,
but
he was a rocket scientist. Yeah. And then he was also into particular supplements and putting things together in a different kind of a way, a kind of a niche way that I thought was very interesting. So we had a great discussion, great time out with them, and looking forward to that relationship, growing. Just a really, really good guy, and we really connected, and talking about how God has moved and affected our lives, giving people history, a little background and stuff. It was really, really good. In business, the whole thing. And they got a couple young kids. Can't wait to meet their kids. I think 7 and 3. Yeah. So they're a little bit younger than us, but just really, really good people. And that's the kind of people that I want to meet, and the kind of guys that I want to add to, my 5, 6, and that changes sometimes over time, but he's someone that I think being part of that 5 is somebody that wouldn't really necessarily get replaced, because his goal is to keep growing too. Yeah. But people that's important to in their life, that's really good. And just very enjoyable. We went to Luna by Giada, the Italian place I said we liked in Scottsdale. So just great. We closed the place. I believe we were
the last people.
And I think we sat down at, our reservation was for like 7:15. And we were the last ones to leave. So yeah, it was long. It took our time through all the courses, and just very good. And tried different things. I just started ordering stuff as I like to do, and just bring this. You want something else? Bring that. Just whatever. Bring it. It's awesome.
We're here to eat.
we were, and it was fantastic. We had a very, very good time. And then, of course, it was football this weekend, the true kickoff. I mean, last weekend we had the Ireland game. We had Florida State and Georgia Tech and a couple of small games kind of thing. But this was the real deal this weekend. And wow, what an opening weekend for college football, because already, so if you remember at the end of last year, there was a big controversy because Florida State was the winner of their conference, but didn't make the Final Four. They didn't get picked to be in the Final Four. And I don't care what people say. I thought that that it was okay that they didn't. That there were better one-loss teams.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had a little bit to prove. And they kind of got upset by Georgia Tech in Ireland. Tech, really? They lost to Georgia Tech. And so then they played last night, Saturday, and they lost again. And I really thought that Florida State was going to come out and make a statement.
Show something.
Show some life, because one loss was okay. One loss was not a big deal. But 2 losses out of the gate, when even after the first loss, they were still ranked in the top 10. Yeah. Now, that ranking will still show that, I believe, right? Do you have that? Yeah, click on that. Yeah, it's the ACC. But they played Boston College, and Boston College was not ranked in the top 20. And Boston College handed them their lunch, or took their lunch. They stole it. They stole it. Florida State, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
To be honest, their quarterback, who was supposed to be the shit, looked like shit, not good at all. And they still have Miami on the schedule. They still have, I believe, Notre Dame on the schedule. So, Duke, UNC, they still got some games.
I was about to say,
left.
they still got some games to be good.
Now, Florida lost too. They have that as the last. Florida lost to Miami. And Miami looked like a legit top contender. They looked like a top 3, top 4 team. Yeah, their quarterback looked super, super good. And they had some hype behind them, but they showed the hype on the field. I mean, they looked good in all phases. That was a really, really good game to watch. I was a little disappointed at how slow Notre Dame was, but that was a big game to go play Texas A&M, to go play an SEC team right out of the gate. And Texas A&M was ranked in the top 25. And Notre Dame took care of business. They took care of business. It would have been a little bit better for me being a Notre Dame fan if it would have been a little bit more definitive, or just had a little more punch
we came
to it.
We came to win this.
Yeah. But they did the job. They did the job, which was, so important.
That's what the main important, number one thing to do.
You got to get it, and especially against a team like that starting out, that's all good. And I can't believe how fast it's coming. But it's not this week,
this Thursday,
but next week we are going to be leaving and going to Indianapolis and going to Purdue Notre Dame. At Purdue.
You're right. That is.
So we got to make sure we get our schedule coordinated for next week.
Okay.
So that we get the shows done before we leave. Before we head out. You're
gonna be out for a while now, aren't you? Because after that you're going to Vegas, or is that in November?
That's October.
That's in October.
That's October, where we're doing back-to-back, where we are doing Nashville and Vegas.
Yes.
Back-to-back weekends.
Okay.
Alabama and Vanderbilt had an upset in their opening game. Vanderbilt won their game. And that's who we're going to see. Vanderbilt is in Nashville, and Alabama will be playing when we go. They're coming up to Tennessee. My daughter lives in Nashville. We're going to take them to the game and have a good time
out there.
Yeah. I had a good time in Nashville.
So it's going to be like those restaurants.
But Dawn wasn't with me. So it's be great
time,
having her with me and getting to meet my daughter for the first time and stuff. I'm excited about that.
Sounds like
it was just a
that's gonna
be
a great week.
Well, it's gonna be hard to top the last weekend I was there, because that was about as perfect of a memory as it gets. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna overthink it, overtry. We're just gonna let it happen.
Just go with the
flow.
Let's
go with the flow. Go with the flow, Troy. Just relax. It's all gonna be good. But I love my daughter and my son-in-law, and can't wait to see him, and just excited about it. We got a bunch of, like I said, travel planned. So I'm excited about
I'm excited for you.
All right. Hopefully you can see it. Whoop, whoop. New shirts. We got the blue shirt for the men we got the blue ones. This is just for men. The women's, we don't have a blue. We have women coming in gray V-necks. We just have some of them. He's redoing the sleeves because he thought it was too. Anyways, we're redoing the gray ones for the women, but the blue ones for the men. It's got the fight on it, baby. It's got the fist. And of course, the flag, because you don't like the flag, you're not my people. And then the Outlaw Fitness logo, so you too can be a part of the Outlaw Fitness
Phones
family.
In the way.
What's that? Phones in the way. That's all right. Leave that in there.
Yeah, that's okay.
So the Outlaw Fitness logo on the sleeve as well. Great response from this shirt. This is basically, it doesn't say Trump on here anyways, but we know what this means, man. Fight. $30. Messages, get your shirts. And we still have some of the red ones left. which are the MAGA shirts, the Only Felons, super popular. And when they're gone, they're going to be gone. That's it. That's what we're doing. I'm the fucking guy. I'm excited about the trap. Yes, I am.
It should be really nice.
I am. And then in between there, we got more shit planned.
I say you're going to be really busy.
Yeah, we're going to see Colorado versus Arizona.
Oh, you're right.
Up in Tucson. Yeah, just a bunch of things. We're into football. She's like, I can't, and she amazes me. Dawn amazes me every time we watch something together. Mm-hmm. I don't remember how we brought it up, but we brought up somehow the famous game back in 1984 between Miami and Boston College. And I couldn't remember the year. I just told you it was 1984. But it was the Hurricanes and Boston College. It was this big back and forth. And Doug Flutie played quarterback at the time for Boston College. And I liked Flutie. I thought Flutie kind of got screwed for a while in his pro career because he got drafted and then he ended up going to Canada and being like a superstar up in Canada. And then he got a chance back here in the pros again and did good. I think with maybe the Patriots and the Bears, but the Bears for sure. But he ended up having an okay NFL career, but he just always got put down because of his size. But all the guy ever did his whole career was fucking win. What the fuck you motherfuckers want? You know, sometimes these NFL teams want these guys that fit this certain category of a size, and they don't work out.
No.
He's got a rocket arm and they don't work out. Some of the biggest busts ever in the NFL had all the attributes that you would ever want of size and arm and failed. But then you got the guy, because there's one thing that they can't measure, right? The one thing, and it's inside of here. It's the heart. Yeah. And that's what I'm about and I identify with that because I don't have those physical attributes. I'm not a genius. Smart, not a genius. Street smart, that kind of thing. But I'm not a genius. And I don't have paper degrees. Yeah. And I've had to fight for everything I've had. Yeah. And, I've been telling the story of losing everything I've had and being an addict and all those things and sharing that. But the one unmeasurable is this. Yeah. This and my relationship with God. And sharing that with people and what my journey has been. And apparently it's working, that people are identifying with it just from the feedback I'm getting from people that are watching the podcast. Yeah. Because otherwise I'm like, I have no idea why people would watch this podcast.
It's a lot more entertaining
but
than
they are.
Think, I'll be honest with you.
It must be.
Especially
it's more
these past
entertaining
few episodes,
than I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie. See, talking about soccer isn't too bad. Even if it was for about an hour.
Dude, how long was that episode? I saw
145, I want to say.
Holy shit, dude. What the fuck were we doing?
I mean, we've had a few episodes that ran for a while now.
This is supposed to be basically an hour.
It's Troy time.
It's just whatever we want it to be. Actually, what I always considered the radio when I was on the radio, what I considered it to be, is it was my therapy. Yeah. 100%. My way of just getting shit out. That's why I keep thinking maybe I should script more things, but I never did that, man. I'm not a scripted. I've never been a scripted person.
I don't think you should have a script, but I think you should have
I'm trying.
Something to keep you organized.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
outline,
a word for word. This is what I'm going to say.
An outline.
Yeah, 100%. I think you'd work really well.
And I'm working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're slowly making this show
really,
better,
really,
which is the best
really
part.
excited. I also watched the show Sign Stealer on Netflix. I think that's what's good. Yeah, the show about the Michigan stealing signs last year. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 3-part documentary. I watched that.
Was it good?
And yeah, I think it was good. But people are going to take from it whatever they want to take from it. Because what I took from it was that I think that guy would have come up with everything he came up with. By using some of the illegal methods he used. See, it is okay to steal signs. It's legal to steal signs 2 ways.
Okay.
And then there's a third way that you're not allowed to do, and he also did it the third way. But he created a system with it, and I think he could have come up with the system, and maybe it would have taken longer, but he still would have come up with what he came up with, and how much of an impact, we'll never know. It's almost unmeasurable, because this is just what I believe, and I like to use baseball as the best example, especially because of the whole Houston Astros thing and the signs and the banging and the whole thing there too, is they have the ability. I mean, they track everything now, right? Don't they? Literally track everything, every pitch, every foul ball, every single thing. And they can put there's nothing that doesn't get tracked. 100%. So you can't say that, and the more a pitcher pitches, he's going to have tendencies.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And there's no getting around that. And he can know he has tendencies and know that the other team is going to know, well, hey, it's my tendency to do this when the count is this at this point in the game with someone on base. And maybe I should do something different. But most of the time he's not going to. He's not even thinking about it. Yeah. And that's just part of the game. Think about this. What is it going to be like? And maybe they're already doing it. And if not, it will be very, very quickly in the near future, like in the next year or so. Won't teams use AI to analyze that information and to spit that out?
I'm sure it's already being used.
And and then look, you should be able to know, even without any sign stealings, just based on the more a pitcher pitches and what his tendencies are.
Yeah.
After he's in the league for a year, you're gonna know what he's throwing on a 3-1 count with a guy on third. Yeah. You know what he's throwing. For the most part. You have a 90% probability of a really high number. And that's all you're ever going to have. You're never going to be 100%. You only can keep, it's always good, but the higher the probability, the better. Yeah. And that information will be passed along to the hitter. But what does the hitter have to do? He's still got to hit the motherfucking ball. You still got to complete
in the world, and you can still whiff at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know the fastball is coming.
Oh, yeah. Right down the middle.
And you still motherfucking can't hit it because he's just that good or how it looks or whatever it is. Yeah. That's how I think of the football thing. I mean, because how many times, I'm not stealing any signs, but the way that I've seen my Steelers call offensive plays the last couple of years, I fucking knew what was coming, dude. And it was annoying as fuck.
Formation.
It's like, can you all do something motherfucking different instead of looking like the Cleveland Clowns on first down? And I'm just saying that just to fuck with them because I'm so over people not being original with their smack talk. I'm okay with smack talk. I really, really am. Now, I'm really over, to be honest with you, the talk from Ohio State fans about Michigan sign stealing and they're whining and crying. Well, they made fun of us about Tattoo Gate, so I get to say this about them as long as I want to. Get the fuck out of here. You sound like a little motherfucking bitch. Come up with something motherfucking new. Okay, just move on already. Just move on. Play the game. Beat them. You haven't beat them in the last 3 years. That's what I used to. There's nothing that irritates me more. And because there was a period of time in two very, very big rivalries, Michigan and Ohio State, and the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Okay. During Ben Roethlisberger's career at Pittsburgh, which spanned
It was a while.
17, 18 years, whatever the fuck it was, right? Do you know how many times the Cleveland Browns beat Ben Roethlisberger?
Probably none.
3.
Okay.
So Ben was 20-something and 3.
Three.
I guess that's not a rivalry.
No.
Our rivalry was with the Ravens. That's the real
when you're
Cleveland
going
was.
back and forth.
When you're going back and forth, anybody can win the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rivalry. But when you talk shit, and I got to listen to you run your motherfucking trap every year, and you haven't won. You haven't won.
That's all
How
they
about
have.
at least, whatever team you're a fan of, at least win a game now and then say
then you
whatever
can
the
talk
fuck
your
you
shit.
want.
Yeah,
And say whatever you want, then I'm good. Otherwise, you're just running your mouth and you look stupid.
You're not wrong.
That's just my opinion.
You're-
just my opinion.
you're
I'm
not
not
wrong.
against that. I'm not against the dancing. I'm not against it. Hey. You are watching the Outlaw Apostle podcast. We appreciate your participation. You're watching it. You're passing it along. We're growing slowly, but we are growing. A subscriber or two, or it's been, I don't know, what do we probably average 3 or 4 new subscribers a week.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah.
So we just have to do more shows. I'm going to be so excited when we get to 1,000.
Oh man, that's gonna be a big day.
Woo! Yes. This is the best show you've never listened to. So pass it along to some other people. God bless you. I'm the fucking guy. But same was true with Michigan and Ohio State. Ohio State was killing them. Michigan not only was not beating Ohio State, especially during the Harbaugh era, and the couple previous coaches to that, not only was it not really a rivalry against Ohio State, it was kind of not much of a rivalry against Michigan State. It was 50-50, and Michigan State sucked, dude. Okay? They sucked. But that's their in-state rival. And then you even had Notre Dame. If you took their big rivals and you took the record, it's like, y'all ain't showing up. So, no offense. It goes back to what
sit down.
Shut the fuck up.
Go
Sit down.
So go
Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Really.
I 100% agree.
But to me, you earn the right to talk shit
Yes.
by winning.
Yes.
By winning.
I agree.
But now, does anybody want to hear anything about last year? Does anybody want to hear anything at all until next season? Like, really, you got to shut the fuck up for the whole motherfucking season now if you're Florida State, right? You got to just shut the fuck up because you've done nothing but lay a
showing
couple
up
of
these
big
guys.
eggs and look back. Somebody should be fired. Like, literally. No, I'm telling you, they should be fired. It was that bad, dude. It was that bad.
I'm gonna have to watch the game because that's kind of.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
sucks
that's just
to be going to that school, being associated with that now.
Texas.
Texas. So they're
But you gotta show up. You gotta win.
especially if you're talking shit.
Do people want to hear from Cowboy fans?
Hell
no. No.
Hell no.
Even as a Steeler fan, I'm not talking shit. You know why I'm not talking shit? We've been to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been to the playoffs. We haven't had a losing season the entire Tomlin era. But we haven't won a playoff game in a minute.
In a while. Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm going to say?
Nothing.
I'm nothing.
I'm going to go watch some college
I'll
football.
talk about them and stuff, but I'm not gonna talk shit.
You're not going crazy over the.
Well, I could talk shit about the Browns because the Browns still suck.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worse, then,
they still haven't done anything.
I feel bad for
like
the Browns
nothing.
sometimes, I'm not gonna
like
lie.
nothing. No,
I really
no,
do.
you can't feel bad. And here's what else I've determined too.
What's up?
That I never really got involved in any Facebook groups much.
Like football.
Yeah, especially for my teams, I haven't. So I've kind of got into some of the Steeler Facebook groups.
Okay.
And I was blown away. Like, in not a good way.
Yeah.
Blown away at how utterly stupid at least the Steeler fans in the group are.
Yeah.
I mean, stupid. Like, and then they talk shit.
To your own Steeler fans.
Yes, Steeler fans talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers. So I'll give you an example. Mason Rudolph, is a backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers for 6 years. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers when Ben was still the quarterback.
Okay.
So he wasn't going to get to play until Ben was done.
Yeah.
But there was a year Ben got hurt, and it was early in Mason's career, either his first or second year, that he got to play some games.
Okay.
He didn't do anything.
Yikes.
Okay. And then other times Ben got hurt and he got put in. He didn't do anything. See, to me, if you're a backup quarterback, I want to feel like you give us a chance to win 50% of the time.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. Just give us a chance. We got a great defense. Don't commit turnovers. Yeah. Let the defense help. Now, granted, our play calling has not been great for virtually any of our quarterbacks, including for the end of Ben's career.
Really?
It wasn't good. We would have been better off if Pittsburgh would have just let Ben call his own plays like Terry Bradshaw did, but they don't do that shit no more.
Oh, no.
And they didn't do it much back then either.
No.
But we would have been, I'm telling you, we would have been better off.
I feel like the game would be so much more special that way. If the quarterback had to hold that.
Well, I don't know if every starting quarterback's does not have the ability to do that.
And stuff like that.
But I know Ben did because we saw Ben do it, especially during the 2-minute drills.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we saw him do it. He was calling that shit. It was his baby. And we'd go, boop, 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 boop. We're like, where the fuck was that the rest of the game? The fuck y'all doing?
It's only when there's 2 minutes
left.
So,
or sometimes I would feel like that because they just don't want the quarterback to make mistakes, that they kind of put handcuffs on him a little bit.
Yeah. Run the ball.
So a little bit of it I'll put on the coaching.
Yeah.
But look, this is a guy who had 6 training camps. 6 training camps.
That's quite a few.
And then you had your off seasons to show up.
Yeah.
Right? You had your time to show up early and leave late. You had your opportunities. Now, he didn't ever really produce until last year. Okay. At the end of the year, they pulled Pickett and they put him in. Right. They put him in, and he won a couple games. And we needed those games to make it to the playoffs, and we did. And then he went back to the Mason Rudolph that we all know. For 6 years, he went back to that in the playoff, which I really thought at that time was give Pickett the job back, or in the second half, give him the job back.
I actually do
something, but they didn't do that. And it's crazy what people think about. So you have all these Steeler fans now. I was using that as an example.
Yeah.
That are bemoaning the fact that we are just going to regret this day that we didn't keep Mason Rudolph, because they don't believe in Fields. They don't believe in Russ Wilson. And I don't know if it's going to work out or not. Is
Russell Wilson with the Steelers right now? When did that happen?
Dude, you got to pay attention.
I have not been
paying
attention.
Yeah, you have not been paying attention, dude.
Because he was with the Broncos last year, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And the Broncos have to pay over $30 million this year. And you know how much the Pittsburgh Steelers have to pay? Like $1.2 million. We got him for the veteran minimum, and the other team we got him from has to pay him all the money. And so, right. That's why it was such a brilliant move, dude.
Hell yeah.
The most brilliant move.
What are you talking? You're getting one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and you're going to get paid for it? What?
See, but they don't think so because because 2 years ago he kind of sucked. Okay. I
had him on my
and then he got a new coach. Peyton came in last year and didn't let him finish the last 2 games. But if you look at his stats last year of the games he did play, besides the last 2, he played in, I believe, 15. His stats were better than our quarterback's stats, all of them together. Okay, he was better. So he really only had one bad year. And he didn't have the weapons that we have. Now, our wide receiving core still has something to be desired.
But it's
okay, but we got some weapons. We got a decent tight end. and we got 2 good running backs, and both can catch, and we got a good number 1 wide receiver. The other guys are going to have to step up. I mean, that's why we were going after Brandon Ayuk, and but that didn't work out.
I'm so glad he stayed with us.
But I'll get to that too. But the bottom line is, that was a good deal, and we also got Fields on a great deal.
Just saw that he's on here,
dude. We have one of them is going to work the fuck out, and I like that there are people that wanted Fields to start this season. They like it, but here's the thing:
he's younger, isn't he?
He started right from the beginning of his career. Let's take the pressure off the kid.
Yeah, he's 20. He's 25 years old,
dude. Let's take the pressure off. Let's let him have this. Maybe he comes in the middle of the season if Russ isn't doing the job, or maybe he's the man next year. Whatever it is.
Let's have 2 solid,
dude, for cheap.
Solid.
For cheap. Okay, like cheap. And if it doesn't work, we didn't get fucked. We didn't give up a bunch of shit, dude. But you got these Steeler fans like bemoaning they want Mason Rudolph back.
No.
And Mason Rudolph barely won the backup job in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Barely. Yeah. He's barely the backup in Tennessee.
No. I'll take Wilson.
But dude, but my point was he had 6 seasons. 6 seasons.
To show
something. You don't magically become great in season 7.
Yeah.
And nobody, we didn't see that coming. But they've seen him.
Yeah, 100%.
In practices, in all the different types of camps and mini camp and all this. They knew what they had, and they let it go.
I agree.
Do you see does that make sense?
It makes 100% sense.
But they're crying about it. And they're little bitches on there. And they're just literally and so one of our best defensive player is Watts, for sure. 100%. He's a monster, and he's literally, one of the top 3 linebackers every year. One of the best defensive players. Many people, not just Steeler fans, believe he got screwed last year in being the most valuable defensive player, right?
I heard some talk about that as well.
Yeah. And Garrett's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on Garrett. Garrett's good.
Just different levels.
But I still just think TJ was better, had the better season, whatever. But it's fine. He's there. And we have Minkah Fitzpatrick, which is one of the best other deals that we've ever made, and especially free agency. We got him very young from the Dolphins, okay? And to get him this young and to be as good as he is, but he's really, I would say he's our 3rd best defensive player. Our 2nd best defensive player is Hayward, okay? And he just got a deal today. And basically, I think there's 16 million guaranteed. And these people don't understand contracts, because his contract was for 3 years and 45 million. But 16 million is guaranteed. So really, that means after this year, because he's 35 years old, if he declines, they can cut him. It's done. They don't owe him. And that's why it's bullshit when fans shit on these players. He still has a year left in his contract. He should honor his contract. Look, motherfucker, you don't understand how this shit works because you still trade your time for money. You don't understand how this world works. And the fact is that you want the owners to get, if the players don't get the money, who gets the money? Yeah. The owners. You feeling bad for the billionaire owners? When? Because y'all shit on wealthy people that are successful. 100%. You're always shitting on them. But now you're shitting on the players for getting their bag, for being the actual product that we want to fucking see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're doing. You're shitting on them. They're doing the work, right? So you have the 45 million, the 16 million guaranteed. Last year he was hurt part of the season. Okay. This guy has not been, that's like the only injury I can remember in his career. Mm-hmm. And I think a couple years ago, he was 1st team All-Pro. 2 years ago, he was 2nd team All-Pro. This guy is a Hall of Famer. Nobody's denying that. But now they're saying he didn't deserve that 45 million. We overpaid. He's 35 and did it. Oh, But my point was the owners don't have to honor the full contract.
Oh no.
Okay, they only have to honor the guaranteed money. It's not like other sports where they get fully guaranteed contracts.
Whatever it is, the time period.
You want to bitch about that shit.
Yeah.
Stop with the football bitching because you don't get it.
Contracts work slightly different.
It's totally different. And it's very, very physical. These players, we know now that there's greater damage to these players and their brains and their heads than we ever knew. And we keep learning more.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's like one of the biggest topics recently because of it.
And you're looking, the average career is like 3-4 years anyways. So shut the fuck up. Please. But
Go sit down with the Brown
anyways,
fans.
the fans, well, I bitch about Browns fans, but now I'm thinking, and this will please Browns fans,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steeler fans are dumb as fuck. I didn't realize my fellow Steeler fans were so fucking stupid. And it bothers me.
It would bother me too.
It bothers me. Like, this is my team. Y'all are stupid.
At least you're not a Raiders fan.
But the other thing is they're spoiled.
The Steelers.
The Steeler fans are spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't won a playoff game. We've gone to the playoffs. Do you know how many times the Browns have been to the playoffs since they came back?
I think
Which
once,
was 90 twice.
Twice.
They've only been to in 25 years. Those motherfuckers who are running their mouth have only been to the playoffs twice. And you all are bitching because we haven't won Super Bowl number 7. It's like, do y'all know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl? It's so hard that there was a team that went to the Super Bowl for 4 years and lost every single time. The Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say the Niners because we've been going to keep losing.
Not in a row.
Oh, you're talking about in a row. Gotcha.
And the 49ers have won Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
They've won. Totally different.
It is
totally
slightly
different.
Yeah,
It's
slightly different.
yeah, I mean, even Brady had a loss in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But
still.
Man,
yeah.
that's way too many.
Exactly. But and then to do what they've done, to do the last few years what the Kansas City Chiefs have done.
Oh, my God, the Chiefs.
It is unbelievably hard because it is so competitive. It's brutal.
It's
so
crazy.
the expectations of these fans, and I mean, I always expect my Steelers to do well.
Yeah. It's your
I
team.
just do. It's
Yeah,
my
your
team,
yeah.
and we have a track record of showing it. But just they're spoiled little baby ass fans. So I'm bringing that up. So I'm thinking, I'm not happy with my fellow Steeler fans. But I was just reading, because Brandon Ayuk signed the deal to stay with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
And they were in talks that if he did leave there was a deal kind of set that if the 49ers signed off on it, they just didn't, that potentially he was going to the Steelers. Yeah. That was the deal. He was going to the Steelers or he was staying with the 49ers. Yeah. He had turned down other teams and other offers, even for more money.
Yeah.
Well, the Steeler fans were idiots about that too. But you know who's idiots today that I just read? Because I'm not a 49ers fan. I am a Brock Purdy fan. I do like Brock Purdy because he's from Queen Creek. He's from right here in Queen Creek, baby.
Got to represent.
So I do root for him. And I want to see them do well. I hope maybe they even go back again. I know there's a lot of people that are tired of seeing them. But I love George Kittle.
Oh my God. Kittle is
I love that dude.
And Debo
He's so
Samuel?
fun. Debo Samuel. I love that. And there's a good documentary that Receivers. Check it out, man.
Receivers
on
Netflix,
on
right?
Netflix.
Yeah,
It's good. It has both of them on there. And if you don't love Kittle after that, then we can't be friends.
I like Kittle's.
He's fun.
Oh, he's. Yeah,
I
like
would.
him.
Yes. But anyways, so the 49er fans, because I guess he made some comments today at a press conference afterwards about the negotiations and stuff, and he lost my respect. Do you think he gives a fuck? These are fans
you're not paying him.
It came up on my thing, because I talk about it. So, of course, it came up on my Facebook, the 49ers fan page.
Gotcha. Oh,
right?
Okay.
So I'm reading these comments, and first thing I thought of is, y'all sound like Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You have no fucking
this sounds
clue.
Familiar.
What are you mad about? This guy didn't hold out. He showed up for every practice but one. Every practice but one. The day that they announced the deal.
Yeah.
That was the day he didn't show up.
And I'm sure it's because he went to go celebrate or something.
I don't know what it was, but that's just what happened. And, it's not like he's not in shape or he's like held out. And why are people upset that he got his money? That he wanted to be paid? Everybody else was getting paid. If everybody else is getting paid in the year before their final year, and based on the money they're getting, he lined up at about that. There's some guys that got between 30 and 35 million.
Yeah.
Wide receivers have been getting a shit ton of fucking money.
And it's only going up
in the last couple of years. Okay, and he got right under that top 5 group.
Yeah.
He's in that next 5 group, I think. And that's where he deserved to be.
I was about to say, I think he still has another year or two before he's up.
Well, part of it is too. You have to understand they have talk about weapons. They have them all the fuck over on that team.
Yeah, we do.
So it takes a lot to spread that ball around and to give everybody their opportunity and their chances. Yep. And so when you get them, you have to make the most out of them. And on any other team, that dude would be at 1,600 yards.
Easy.
Yeah, he's only going to be at 1,000 to 1,200, which is great.
Yeah.
He's what you need him to do.
Exactly. That's what he's there for. When he needs
to do it.
100%,
yeah.
100%.
Stretch the field, baby. Like, that's his job. And he does. Like, shut the fuck up.
He's not our main star.
So, I guess, and this is just me thinking off the top of my head, fans just suck.
100%.
Fans just
they
suck.
know nothing. They just assume
it's not Steeler fans. It's 40. The fans
it's
suck.
Just fans in general. 100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's Ohio State fans. Like I said, when I started this whole rant about it, it's Steeler fans. It's listening to Browns fans, and see now, like, there's legitimate when you get into discussions about the Browns and Deshaun Watson and talking about money.
Yeah.
That's legit to me to talk about. Because Cleveland fucked it up for everybody and changed the whole football market on quarterbacks for somebody that hasn't done dick. Nothing. In 3 years, getting all guaranteed money. He's 3 years paid out of a $5 million, out of a 5-year contract. That's all guaranteed. And he hasn't produced. If you don't get a Super Bowl out of that motherfucker, you got screwed. And not only you not getting, this dude ain't even showing the fuck up. He's always hurt. He
must be living comfortably, huh? That's so crazy to think that he has guaranteed money and he doesn't have.
And there's a few of them.
Like, produce.
You have quarterbacks like, you want to complain about some people. Complain about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got paid for the Giants. Nice. What the fuck has he done?
He ain't done nothing, I didn't even recognize his name.
He ain't done nothing. Yeah. He ain't done nothing. There's a bunch of those guys, like they're in there, and even the Giants are like, oh, what the fuck did we do? What, were you drunk, motherfucker? There's some times like that. But I'm not denying the players. The players could get it if you could convince them to give you the money. That's on them. 100%. Tough shit.
Make your money.
Yeah.
You're in the position to make your money.
But then you see these posts about celebrities, about athletes and things. I enjoy sport.
Yeah.
It's entertainment for me, and I love it, and I love that because I don't have a lot of time where I'm not focused on business 24. I mean, I've been sleeping for dog shit, okay? Because I got so much going on in my head right now. Literally, I'm not getting to sleep till 3 a.m. and then up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's brutal right now. Yikes. It's been bad. But I got that much going
going on.
And I'm trying to figure out how to get it all
Simplify it a little bit
and take things to another level. And with this and the things I want to do, and the shirt's doing good, and
Troy's doing too well.
I will never complain about that ever.
No, but I understand.
All hard,
not being able to get sleep is like super like.
And I work hard,
Yeah.
to make $1 million. I work hard, and it doesn't matter. I don't have the talent or the skill that they have, but I don't.
You don't need that.
I
You got
don't.
the effort.
I don't beat myself up over it. I don't deny them it. I don't hate them for it. But these Facebook posts and memes about we need teachers and cops and nurses, but I've never needed an athlete. Let me make it real motherfucking simple and piss some people off.
Oh,
okay, let me do
Troy.
that. Here it is. The more people who have the ability to do whatever your fucking job is, the less valuable your job is.
It's actually pretty
It's
simple.
that simple.
Yeah, it's actually really simple.
You don't have to like it. There ain't no way. Like, do I think we should treat our military better? Absolutely.
100%.
I'm 100% for
100%.
that, and doing better and making it easier and paying them more. I'm all for that. But
how
that's
many
still
of
not
them
gonna. It's still not gonna come close
Yeah, no.
to what an athlete makes. And look, in this doing this.
Yeah.
How many podcasts have the Kelsey brothers done in the last 6 months?
That's a
I don't
great
know.
Question. 'Cause I've seen quite a few of them actually.
Have you? But I don't think they've done very many. I think they took time off.
I've seen like 3 or 4 recently, like pretty back to back.
Well, they might be getting back to it.
Yeah.
But they just got $100 million deal, dude.
With Spotify?
No, it wasn't Spotify, I don't think.
New Heights with
Yeah, so New Heights. They got a $100 million deal for 3 years, I believe.
Jesus Christ.
Why the fuck do you think we're doing this, man?
With Amazon.
With Amazon, see? $100 million deal. Right there it is.
Jesus Christ.
But if you read into it and just see, how they've been doing. And then I don't think the Amazon deal is exclusive.
No, because they're posting on
Yeah, they just get like first
YouTube
rights,
and-
and then
yeah.
after a week or whatever it is, then
That's
it
what
can
Joe
be on
Rogan was
other
doing as well,
places.
right?
Kind of, yeah, it's different. And there's a bunch of other ones. There's some chick that just got a big deal, and I don't even know who the fuck she is. I've never even heard of her, and she got almost $100 million podcast
Isn't that crazy?
deal.
Someone can be that big in the podcast scene.
You don't even know who the fuck they are. Yeah, I'd retire too and not get fucking hit.
Hell yeah.
Who wants to get beat up
All day long? Fuck
for
no.
20, 30 million when you can make, the same money
Sit down, have a fucking beer,
Yeah.
and chat.
and talk shit about other people?
Yeah, dead ass.
But that's why I was telling you when we were talking, like, the whole market is changing.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how it's changing, where content's going to come from, how things are going to be, how things are valued. And you can either learn to figure it the fuck out or not.
Just go about your day.
I mean, I'm old and I'm still trying to figure it the fuck out. I was listening to Dan Martell. I've been listening to Dan Martell.
I only got like 10
a
minutes. into that.
lot. And he was talking about his son. I use a app. I'm not good at it. I know how to use it a little bit, like an old person does. Well, better than all the old people I know.
Yeah.
Because the old people I know,
Couldn't even
like
get the
somebody
phone to
today, my one favorite thing to bitch about, is old people my age who share stupid shit on Facebook that isn't true.
yeah.
Like Meta is a public company now. Meta's been a public company, you dumbass. They're not making people pay. They're not stealing your pictures and using them. Oh, I talked to an attorney. No, you didn't talk to an attorney. You just reposted this from one of your other dumbass old friends. Knock it the fuck off. You look stupid. You're making other people look stupid. Stop it. I mean, I'm going to keep complaining about that, obviously.
I feel like that's a
but
pretty
anyways,
good thing to
CapCut. I've been showing Dawn how to use CapCut. I like CapCut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I try to make some of my own stuff. I'm not very good at making my own stuff, but I will here and there make my own little project. Yeah. But I'll use templates that somebody else made and put my shit in their template. Yeah. But would I like to know how to make the templates like some other kid did? Well, like Dan Martell's talking about his son. His son is like 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And his son is like a CapCut like
pro
savant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's and Dan, and I know Dan's not kidding when he says this. He goes, with what his son is good at, he could easily make, because he can't make money until he's 12, I guess.
12?
You have to be 12 years old.
Oh, to earn money online.
To work, or whatever. Whatever it is. He has to be 12 years old. I don't know if that's whatever federal rules or whatever it is, but he did say 12.
Gotcha.
That he could easily make $100,000 a year. You have a 12-year-old kid that has skills that the market wants right now, could be making $100,000 a year. And if he can make $100,000 a year at 12, what would he be making by the time he graduated high school? $1 million plus?
Close to.
Or be putting other people hiring other people to do CapCut shit for other people and training them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. His dad is Dan Martell. His dad has written books on how to set up businesses and stuff. Yeah. But that's not taking away his skill that he has in being able to use current technology. Yeah. Look, people. You can either get on board with this kind of shit and figure something out for yourself, or, I don't know, shut the fuck up about it. Stop whining. Stop bitching about what other people are doing to make money while you're doing nothing but trading your time for money. You're trading your time for money. And we've all had to do that for a period of time. But even when I was forced to do it again, the whole time I was doing it is I was planning to get the fuck out of it.
Hell yeah. That's the
and I saw somebody else post about, how much time somebody's spending on their side hustle and how much they're working. You're either willing to do that or you're not. Yeah. Yeah. But I was willing to do that because I knew that if I did, I knew there would come a point in time when my side hustle, with less hours invested in it, was going to make the same or more as my job. And I hate jobs. I mean, hate it. I can be a good employee. I don't like being an employee. And the only reason I'm not a great employee is because I don't like to take direction from people that don't know how to give direction, that are not leaders.
Not good leaders.
Yeah. Like when I came in to being a union laborer, I should have been a foreman pretty quickly. Yeah. And other people were named foreman and given position that had no business being in that position. They've never managed people.
They just knew someone.
Never managed people.
That's a big one. You need to learn.
You got to know how to manage people.
It's like probably the most important thing if you're going to be a manager of some
sort.
Like
I got reprimanded one time for doing my job.
Whoa, Troy! Don't go doing your job.
Yeah, I did my job because we did trash. One of the things laborers do is trash on the job site. Yeah. And we have garbage bags at a certain place.
You didn't recycle, did you?
Nope. And we needed to put garbage bags in different places to make it easier for people, so they didn't have to go over to this place. Right? Yeah. And we didn't get over there. And anyways, I don't know. I asked somebody and they said no. And I just went and did it anyways. Yeah. Because it needed to be done. Yeah. We needed the garbage bags. Everybody needed the bags. But because I didn't listen to whoever it was who really didn't have authority over me and was also, what do I want to say? It was really weird. Like it was, they were supposed to, you have people that are supposed to represent you with the union, and so she had a position with that, but yet she has this other, she's supposed to be the person I can go to.
Gotcha.
But yet she was the person that was having the authority over me. And it's the two.
That doesn't work together.
No, it wasn't. It's when this guy who does have authority over me and I have an issue, I should be able to go to my union rep
and talk to
them.
Yep.
Instead,
Yep.
they had this person playing kind of a dual role.
Yeah.
And they said, well, she's not really. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, motherfucker, it's a duck. Yeah. But basically, because, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
And then I didn't care.
Yeah.
And then it bothered
point,
him even more. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
But it's crazy to do your job and get yelled at, huh?
Dude, so I'm not a good employee. Like, I mean, look, dude, I'm at 19 years old.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was managing a department, and then I was a department manager, and then I became an assistant store manager that only had a store manager and assistant store manager that would have 60 before I was 20 years old, I was managing a store between 60 and 80 employees that was making between, I don't know, 20, 30 million a year.
Jesus.
Okay. Like,
A lot of
I
responsibility.
had some, I've done it. I had my own business where I had employees that was $1 million business. Like, I have some skill.
Yeah.
And I even told, they used to just shake their heads. I was like, you know what? I said, I could be a foreman for the Boilermakers. They're like, well, how could you do that? You don't know anything about welding. No, I don't. But you know what I do know how to do? I know how to manage people. That's what I know how to do. And whoever your fucking best welder is probably not the guy that you want to make your foreman.
You want him welding.
You want him welding. Absolutely. And he's good and loves doing it. He's happy doing that.
100%.
Because they only have to go do the job. Dude, come on. In an 8-hour day, these fuckers, I learned everything, but they're working 2-3 hours.
100%. If you're getting paid hourly,
yes.
You gotta take water breaks. You gotta take lunch breaks.
It's really, really hot.
Little
We
nap
took it was
breaks.
really, really hot breaks. We took it was really, really cold breaks to warm up. You know, we
I
made
worked
it
construction
work,
for a
man.
few years. I know.
Yes,
I know.
Yes. All respect.
That's why.
But
Big tip: if you're ever gonna manage any sort of like construction company, do not pay them hourly.
That's the only way they get
Do
paid.
not pay people hourly.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
agree.
know how to manage people,
100%.
man.
I agree. I think that's like the most important thing. You be bad at everything else, but if you can manage the people around you, and keep things organized, that is the most important thing as a leader. You probably don't know anything you're doing. You probably have no idea what's going on. But if you can manage the people around you and the people around you know what
you
doing,
do? You listen to them too.
Exactly. You'll learn.
They'll tell you. They know. They want to get the shit done
100%.
and move the fuck on.
100%.
Yeah,
No,
we
I
got
agree.
this.
Yeah.
It's
I
all
agree.
good.
I agree.
It's all good. So I'm just saying, I'm kind of a good employee. I'm kind of not a good employee.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. So I was not meant to
be under
to
someone
do
else's
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. But anyways, so all fans suck. That's what we got out of that. A couple other things I wanted to get to. This is kind of, so you remember when, because it seems like it was so long ago now because nobody's talking about it. We actually had, if you remember, a former president get shot at.
When did that happen?
I don't know, didn't it? But it feels like, you know what I mean?
like-
Why is that
like
not
no one's
even
talking
like
about it
no
anymore.
one's talking
No.
about it, right?
People are worried about Biden on vacation.
And when people wanted to look it up,
Yeah.
it was being blocked. Information was being blocked. And they said, oh, our bad, our mistake. Well, they seem to be making a lot of those again lately, which goes to the point, if you don't think there is election interference going on right now with YouTube, Facebook, everybody but X.
Yeah.
Everybody but X. All these platforms.
That's primarily probably the number one thing they're focused on.
Dude.
They probably get a little bit of cash on the side, you know?
So this just came up today.
Okay.
And it was checked.
Uh-huh.
If you asked Alexa, why should I vote for President Trump? Alexa's response was neutral, basically.
Okay.
I can't answer the question. Basically, is what Alexa said. I can't.
Fair answer.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But if you asked Alexa why you should vote for Kamala Harris,
there's no way.
It gave you an answer. And one of the answers was racist. No, it was.
Seriously?
Because it was said, it said because she was a woman of color. That was a reason to vote for her.
Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
Wow.
Because she's a woman of color who has this plan. And it went on, and I was thinking,
might be a bias here.
I would like to know what that fucking plan is, because we've all been asking, and she hasn't told anybody about her plan, but Alexa knows what the plan is, because it is possible she could win. So I would kind of like to know
what she's going to do,
what
with the
her
country.
plan is if she does win.
That'd be kind of nice.
That would be cool for all Americans to know, no matter what side you're on. I would like to know that.
That'd be kind of nice.
And multiple people did it. And then I guess there's different Alexa devices and gave slightly different answers. But the answer for Trump was always
a neutral.
We can't answer that. And then they said it was a glitch, that shouldn't have been. And it's supposed to be fixed now.
Oh, okay.
So that if you ask Alexa now, Alexa says the same thing that she says for Trump.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Kamala. That it says the same thing. Alexa says the same thing, that I can't answer the question.
I think they should. I think they should have just gave Trump better answers.
Well, I don't know. But what I do know is you can't keep telling me that all is a coincidence. How is the coincidence always it fucks Trump? But we're crazy conspiracy theorists.
Oh, 100%, Troy.
Come on, man.
Gotta throw you in an asylum.
Come on.
They're just conspiracy theories, Troy. It's all in your head. No, but that's honestly one of the biggest, especially when you keep saying that, oh, it's a glitch. Oh, that was our bad. You have to wait until someone, or enough, not even just a person, right? It's until enough people say something about it. Yeah. Then man, this year's election has been interesting.
Yes.
The lead up to the what has your point of view on that changed at all? And the way things are kind of playing out with again social media doing all these certain things and this and that. Do you see a shift in any way, shape, or form?
No, I still believe that if it were, do you know voting starts in a few days in some places?
The ballot,
yeah,
the early ballots or whatever.
Early ballots start in a few days some places. So I believe right now that the most likely outcome is that Kamala Harris could get the popular vote and lose because of the Electoral College. And that's also very interesting because there was just a New York Times writer that basically slammed the Constitution, and Elon Musk ripped her to shreds. Who shits on the Constitution like this? They and these people are the people telling you that they're the defenders of democracy. And there is a reason that we don't have a popular vote. In what world, unless you live in New York, San Francisco, LA, unless you live in those areas.
Super crowded areas.
Well, those are like
Democrat.
so dominant Democrat. It's not even close. It's like 70-30 kind of thing, okay? We're not getting close. Yeah. And because of the amount of people in that area, even if you're a Democrat, in Iowa, do you want East and West Coast Democrats
saying your vote, basically taking your vote, honestly,
determining the future of Iowa?
You're not wrong. Yeah,
That's why we have the Electoral College.
You're right.
So that the majority doesn't run the fuck over your ass.
100%.
It's supposed to be a yin and a yang. It's supposed to be that one party doesn't have even when they control all three parts.
Yeah.
Both houses and the White House.
Yeah.
Even being that it's still, for certain things to pass, it has to be by 60%, not 50%. Depending on the legislation. Yeah. Not just by simple majority, by more of what they call a super majority. And the reason for that is so we don't get crazy shit
because of a coin flip
from either side.
Yeah, and that's actually crazy that you say that, because if you have the cult, like the whole like LGBT thing, like the culture of that is massive in places like the California and the New York. So if the culture of that is influencing the culture where like there's a bunch of farmlands and stuff like that, I didn't even think about that. Like I didn't even think of it like that. That
is why. That is simply why.
That's actually like
they would dominate. They would control everything.
Oh my God,
dude.
It would be ridiculous.
Yeah. We don't want those policies.
No, hell no.
Why have people been leaving California and
coming here?
In this neighborhood where I live, a good number of people here,
I want to say probably even
that
like
came from, if they came from another state,
from
California is the number one.
Or Illinois. I see a lot of people from Illinois out here.
But in this neighborhood, I know for a fact. Sure. Yeah, I came from Ohio. We've come from other places, but what state has the most number of people that have moved here? It's easily California.
100%. Especially after 2-3 years ago when the fire happened.
Yeah.
That's when a lot of these neighborhoods.
And that's when prices and interest rates and shit too. Yeah, way different than everything has definitely changed.
Man.
Definitely.
That's actually so crazy to think about. How 2-3 years made such a huge difference. Man.
Yes, it is. But it still goes back to people have to do and focus on what they can control. And that's what I discussed in the last podcast is my own struggle with that, focusing on what I can't control and how much do I want to get wrapped up in this other shit that I can't control. Because we had this past week too, where some of the hostages, one, an American Israeli, was killed by Hamas.
Yeah.
So they have, and we keep hearing about how, there's been protests in Israel, which was amazing to me. I'm like, what are you people doing? What side are you on? These are people that don't want you to exist. That's kind of how I break it down when people are crazy about both sides of the Israeli and Palestinian issue. And to me, it comes down to one simple thing is on the Palestinian side, Hamas, they literally don't think that the country of Israel should exist or the people should exist. There's no compromise with them. None. Even if they compromise in the short run, they think that they should be removed from the face of the earth. Yeah. That's what they truly, and they say it.
With their chest, too.
Yes.
They believe that.
I don't think Israel thinks that of them for the most part. Do you know?
I know what you're saying.
That you
the perspective of like.
Yes, that's the difference.
Yeah.
So So now some countries are not sending weapons again to Israel, that even Biden is putting pressure on them, saying that Netanyahu is not doing enough to broker a deal for the hostages' release. It's terrible that they've taken these hostages. It's war. Guess what happens in war?
To happen?
People die on both sides, including civilians.
Oh, yeah.
It happens. That's how this started. They came across and they started it again. This has been ongoing forever, but let's say they reignited it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way, right? So I'm just amazed that why at this point in time, when it seems like maybe they're closer, I don't know, it just seemed that way, that maybe they're closer to a ceasefire and some kind of agreement for the hostages, that Hamas kills 6 of them. And how do you trust and make a deal with someone like that? Then I'm like, I don't want to say what needs to be said, which is, you got to do what you got to do. And we're going to do what we have to do, which is eliminate Hamas and not stop until they have no control. Yeah. That's just whatever.
Like you said, sometimes what you got to do is what you got to do. Whether it's pretty or not, I mean,
it is what it is.
Sometimes in life, that's just exactly what it is. It's just what it is.
Every life is important.
100%.
Troy, how would you feel if it was your family? It would suck if it was my 100%. Family. It sucks that it's their family. What can you do about it? Okay, what sucks more is losing
generations,
10,000, 50,000, 100,000,
allowing it to continue for years,
and that's what it's done.
Yeah,
that's what it's done. And we were making more positive movements there on all sides during Trump, which I don't think Trump talks about enough. Just like I mentioned,
he mentioned it very much.
They made some important deals with Egypt and some other countries during that time period that were very, very significant, that are undeniable. Just like it's undeniable, because Trump's taken a lot of shit for things that were said during the podcast with him and Elon Musk, especially about working class and union workers. Well, it's blown up out of not true.
The meme's hilarious though.
Look, one of the things that Elon Musk said is that he wants to treat his employees well enough that they don't want to unionize.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how terrible. Now, he was a tough guy that came in and cleaned up X and said, and guess what? He got rid of all those people from X that apparently they didn't need. They needed some of them for a minute, needed to bring a few back. But they seem to be running a lot leaner, and it's still going, right?
I think they're doing even better.
Finally, and he didn't bend. Yeah. But, and look, y'all got to come back to work now. Sorry, you don't get to work from home. It's not a thing for everybody. Sorry. Okay. But still, my dad worked for a company called Guardian Industries that made glass when I was a kid. For a few years, my dad got a better paying job in a factory. And he was maintenance. He would work on the furnaces and stuff that did the glass. He actually had a furnace blow up on him. Shouldn't we be rich? I don't know.
No, he did. He had a furnace blow up on him.
It blew up. Yeah, my dad lost. He didn't get scars on his face really, but he lost his eyebrows and shit. It was gone, man. He had to use salve on his. It was fucked up. It blew up. Yeah. I never asked him about that,
we need to have your dad on a podcast. I think that would be a great episode.
But I should ask you, why wouldn't you sue them? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah,
don't people do that? I don't know. Maybe you don't. I don't know.
On the time, I guess.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyways, that's. I remember as a kid going to a company picnic. And to clean everything up, they gave us kids, if we like cleaned up the cans and stuff, they gave us money for the cans and stuff. And then they gave away a bunch of prizes. And I got a dirt bike. I won a dirt bike.
A dirt bike?
A dirt bike. But they gave away so much stuff, like everybody went home with shit.
With something, yeah.
Like they really but it was a big deal. But
they were
and they kept their union did try to get their foot in the door. And every time they did, it got voted down. And I think eventually the union finally did get in after so many years, but my dad wasn't there anymore, and then they ended up closing up shop. But what they did try to do was pay well and treat their employees good enough that they didn't want to be a part of the union, and a majority of them didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not
that's
a bad thing, dude. I'm not like shitting on you. Why is that shitting on unions? Why should everybody be a part of a union if they don't want to, if they're happy with
because they want
to
to include
deal
everyone,
they got.
Troy. Everyone needs to
you
be
know what
included.
I'm saying, though? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I brought that up just to say Trump renegotiated, and I have not heard any of his people bring this up. No. But I keep bringing it up, which is why he needs to hire me.
I was about to say,
okay,
oh, man.
He needs to be talking about the renegotiating of the NAFTA deal. It's not Biden who was bringing jobs back here. That was Trump, because he put his foot down with Mexico and Canada. Okay, that's why. And you can think all the bad things you want about tariffs, and it's bad for Americans. It scared those other countries. It scared them enough that we got benefit because they're like, yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, that's good.
I feel like there's a lot more value to certain things like that than the face value of it.
He knows how to negotiate.
Oh, yeah.
And I always thought it was good that other people thought he was maybe a little off balance or a little crazy. Yeah. Who the fuck wants to negotiate with a crazy person? You don't know what they're going to do.
100%.
That's an advantage in negotiations, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because it's just the unpredictability of something, you're going to take, the other person will always take extra caution with it because of the unpredictability.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
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 That's definitely a thing.
But he should be talking about that kind of stuff and what real things that he really did, because I don't think they can point to a whole lot of things that they've.
Will there be another debate?
Yeah, there's supposed to be.
Do you think something like that will be brought up in the next debate?
I don't think so.
No, there's too many other.
I don't know why. No, it should be. They should be, but he has to bring it up.
Yeah, not
other people are going to bring. He has to bring it up.
Yeah,
he has to throw it out there. But they're wanting to. They were supposed to debate under the rules that were originally negotiated between him and Biden.
Okay.
And now, like some of those rules, they want to change.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things they want to change is the shutting off of the mic. And I don't know why the Harris side. I think they think that somehow Trump is going to embarrass himself. Well, Trump has gotten off in the two previous debates.
Yeah.
Not just with Biden, but this one with Biden, before with Biden in 20 and with Hillary in 16. Trump nailed him. He got it because you're only going to remember a few lines or two. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Trump is good at that.
He's
very good
at that.
Everybody else has tried to come up with nicknames for him and come up with it. Nobody else has been able to do it. No.
Trump does it in a way where it's
he's good at it.
It sticks. Oh yeah. Whether you hate it or love it.
You don't have to like it, but he's good at it.
But you're gonna remember.
You better acknowledge it and know he's good at
100%.
it. I don't see how that's good for them, but I think he's baiting them.
So is it like the idea of like them being able to turn their mic off?
Yeah, they're supposed to be able to leave them on, I guess, so that they can. I think what they expect Kamala Harris to do, because the criticism of the last debate was that the debate moderators didn't fact check on the spot when they believe that Trump is lying.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so it was up to Biden to fact check him, and Biden was in no condition to even debate, let alone fact check anybody, right? So I think they think she can do it. I don't think so.
I would love to see
I don't
her
think
try.
so.
I would love to see her try.
We will see.
We will see. Oh,
So
man.
that's coming up soon. So we have that. So that's it. That's what we got. There's our show. And we didn't talk about peptides that I have here.
Yeah, I think we'll
We
get a
didn't
little
talk
meeting
about-
together.
We didn't talk about Caitlin Clark, who set some more records
Another
this
record.
past week. They are now above 500. But Caitlin Clark is setting records with games to go. They play a total of 40.
Oh, you're
40
right. You did say
games?
this. Her assist, right? You were saying that she broke the assist
Rookie assist
was it
record.
like a few weeks ago. No?
Yeah, she's for threes, and I mean, yeah, she's just, and for like, really, she's been a totally different player from the All-Star game until now. You know, you had the All-Star game where they played the Olympic team and beat them.
And beat 'em.
And so now she's, I can't wait to see her in Indianapolis. That's going to be a hell of a time. But yeah, she just keeps setting records, which is cool as
It's
fuck.
impressive.
Man.
No, yeah, it's honestly.
And I will say this, that I do, LeBron has given her props
Really?
and tweeted out a couple of things and on a very, very positive note.
Okay.
Like, hey, because he
She's
realizes
killing it.
too.
Yeah.
Like whatever anybody. I mean, I only have two problems with LeBron, and one isn't his; it's with fans. Okay, and maybe it's with him because I guess he thinks he's the greatest ever. That's just Jordan for me. It just is.
No, that's fair.
And like I said, I give him. He's the best of his generation.
Without a doubt.
That's cool. I don't think that's debatable by anyone. The best or the GOAT, the greatest ever. And should you compare different generations? We do. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But my problem isn't really that. A little bit of my problem was just some of the political things.
Yeah.
And then the stuff with China and things. And then like, okay, so you criticize us, but you don't want to say anything bad about China because of money, right? That's how that was. And the NBA is the same way and like that. But I will say he's not a dumb guy.
No.
Obviously, he's done great business-wise. And the other thing that he's done that people bring up that absolutely deserves props is he's kept his nose clean.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Huge.
That's a big, especially
He
being
hasn't
as
done
big
dumb
as he
shit.
is.
He hasn't done dumb shit. I mean, like on a personal level.
Yeah.
He ain't banging strippers on the side. He isn't impregnating somebody else. He's been with his baby mama. Like they have a long-term good relationship and his kids and that.
I mean,
that's great.
Isn't he
man.
the first player to ever play with his son on the same team?
I don't know.
Will that be a thing? Because I know.
But my point is,
Yeah.
but still, my point is that that's good stuff.
100%.
And even if you have whatever other feelings you have about him being a crybaby on the court or different things like that, it
has
still
nothing to do
doesn't
with him
take
playing.
away from that. And for him, to be the player that he is and to give Caitlin the props and be like, yo, man, this is a good thing. This is a good thing for your league.
Yeah.
And I get it. You wish that people would have watched and paid attention to these other really good athletes. Yeah. And people are like, well, they deserve attention too. Okay. But people like whatever they like. And she is bringing attention to those players. Look, there are people. I know players on the Phoenix motherfucking Mercury team now. I know players.
By name.
That I would not know.
If it wasn't for the
No.
first game.
No, if
It all
I've
started
been
with
to
that
3
one?
games now,
It all
dude.
started with that first one, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I would know Taurasi and Griner. That would be it. I wouldn't know any other players on that team, and I do. And there are players that I like on that team that, you know,
actually enjoy watching.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I've spent money to watch them, real money.
And he's going to do it again.
And I'm going to do it again. But who did it start with? It started with Caitlyn.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, just get off it, man.
Just honestly, just
show celebrate
up,
that.
Do your thing.
Celebrate 100%. That. You know, instead of throwing her shade, get in her light.
100%.
Get in her light.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of throwing her shade. I like that. That's pretty good, isn't it? I came up with that. That's Brandon. I don't have heard anybody ever say that like that before. Get in her light.
The highlight, yeah.
Don't throw shade.
Yeah.
Don't be a dumbass. But anyway, so we didn't talk about any of that stuff.
We're going to have to sit down and brainstorm.
Because I got some more stuff. I had a whole bunch of stuff I was getting ready for this actual show.
We're going to have to start like scheduling certain things to make sure that we stay on track.
Move on. About semaglutide.
Oh, yeah. We did. I think you've been wanting to talk about that for like 2-3 episodes.
I know.
Yeah.
And not only that, well, and I've talked about it in the past, but wanted to bring it up again.
Yeah.
But do you know that there's another pronunciation for it? So I was wondering, because I've heard other people pronounce it a different way. So I looked it up, because you can ask
Google.
Like how to pronounce something, and there's apps that'll come up and they'll speak and they'll tell you how to do it. And it said semaglutide, but I heard this doctor I've been listening and following, Dr. Tina, and I've heard other people say what she says, which is semaglutide. Now, no, that's what they say, semaglutide.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah, I can see it.
But apparently there's more than one way. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to do that.
Is she American?
What's that?
Is she American?
Yeah. Dr. Tina, yeah. But I've heard other people say it that way.
I mentioned it that way.
But I guess I'm just going to, I didn't want to be wrong. I'm like, but I keep saying it this way. Am I wrong? So I checked it out. And that's what it came up. Like what you have now.
Yeah.
Can you play that? Are you able to, where people can hear it?
Do you say it? Semaglutide.
See? To say it just like I said.
Yeah, that's how you say it, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But others say it semaglutide.
I don't know. I feel like someone wants to get fancy with that.
I don't know. I just know.
I mean,
that,
as long as you understand what you're talking about, then call it whatever you want.
Yeah. But just all the different benefits. She thinks a lot, mostly like I do, you know, on the topic and on weight loss in general and muscle and just all of these other benefits, and it not being a traditional drug and being a peptide. Yeah. But the big thing that I'm getting from her that I've started to work with clients that I want to be able to share with people is people that aren't having success with it are quitting too soon. Yeah. And that they're not trying other dosing options, specifically microdosing. Okay. So I kind of want to get into that. So maybe try to get me to start with that.
You know, what I'm going to start doing
next episode?
On the TV. I'm just going to have a little...
too, as we go into this and as we expand between us, we don't need to disclose anything to anybody on air, but as we're able to here in the near future, be able to spend more time together than just the time we spend doing the show and prepping for it, at least in that way.
No, I agree.
A little bit to do that. So, all right. That's it, people. Like, I got to stop sometime because I know that we're over our hour. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're way the fuck over, dude.
You know, the more we do this, the less it feels like we go for long periods of time, if that makes any sense. But
I don't know that I made any sense, but we're good with that. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm Troy Neff, your host. I'm the motherfucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.